So there are three main types of entrepreneurs that'll check out this video. The first type are the ones that absolutely hate reading, but they're just curious as to what they'll find here. Type number two, they absolutely love reading and they're always looking for new material to add to their personal development and their business growth. And type number three, they love reading, they know all the benefits of reading, they've heard it all in terms of the average CEO reads 5 books a month and leaders are readers and all the other good stuff that you hear about reading. But life gets in the way and they don't get to read as often as they should. Now, this self-quarantine period provides a perfect opportunity for all three types to be able to catch up on some good business reading and personal development as well, so that post-COVID you can be in a better position. So I'm going to give you my 7 personal recommendations. Now, there could be more because there have been multiple books and courses that have contributed to my personal development and my business growth, but these books are especially good for those that are just beginning. So we'll check them out right now. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Ainsley Stewart and I would definitely fall into type 3. That's the entrepreneurs that love to read, but life happens. I know all the benefits of reading, but somehow after having read so much for school and beginning my journey as an entrepreneur, I kind of fell out of love with reading and then I picked it back up again early in my journey. This is just my recommendation on some of the books. Some of them were recommendations from friends, from mentors, from other entrepreneurs that I've either read, going to read, or I've enjoyed them so much that I'm actually rereading during this self-quarantine period. So these are my recommendations. Be sure to drop your recommendations down below that change your business or added to your personal development. Be sure to drop that down in the comment down below. So here are my 7. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just gonna give one short high point of each book recommendation. So book number 1 is the 10x Rule by Grant Cardone. I like this book because it's quite motivational. It really pushes you to up your game, actually to 10x your game. One of my main takeaways from this book is that the number one enemy to life and to business is obscurity, especially business. And that's why if you have a business, you have a message to get out there, it is your duty to stand out and you have to bring 10 times the effort, 10 times the energy to be able to accomplish. Because it also brought out the idea that a lot of times we underestimate the effort that's necessary to achieve success. So just bring out the 10 times the energy and you should be able to hit your goals. So I find that was a very neat idea and I definitely recommend the 10x Rule by Grant Cardone. Book number 2 is The Compound Effect. I got this book. How did I get this book? I think I got it from a friend and it was definitely one of the better books that I've ever read. So one of my main takeaways from this book was a formula that I got out of the book. It goes something like this. It says small choices plus consistency plus time equals significant results. Now what that simply means is that it's the little choices that compound over time that creates the results. So if you compound a lot of good habits over time, you definitely get the results. And quite a nifty book. It's an easy read, pretty thin, right? So I definitely recommend that. You can look it up in about 2 days or so. Now the third book that I recommend is Jab Jab Right Hook from Gary Vaynerchuk. Now the concept behind this book is that a lot of brands are thinking of social media as distribution channels and not storytelling channels. And storytelling is a major part of how you stand out among the noise, because your story is your story and that's how you're gonna get clients, customers, etc. interested in what you have to offer. So you do that by sharing value, jab, jab, jab. And it's a boxing reference, jab, 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 and then you consistently share value, you tell stories, and then you will end the sell. But jab, 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 right hook. So it takes a bit of time before you actually land the sale, but doing it this way ensures that you really stand out in this noisy social world. Now I get that we're in this COVID-19 crisis, and truth be told, I really believe that this too shall pass and we're gonna get over all this. So my recommendations are to kind of prepare businesses for the post-COVID era when COVID actually kind of disappears or is contained or there's a vaccine or whatever, and you need to rebuild. So, you may have lost business during this period because a lot of businesses were closed. So hence my recommendations. I'm not about the doom and gloom. I'm about looking forward beyond this. My next book recommendation is No Excuses by Brian Tracy. Now this is kind of on the personal development side, but you need to develop personally in order to be a good entrepreneur. And the reason why I recommend this one is really centered on self-discipline and on the self-discipline that you will need to make certain habits and make certain changes. It's one of my main takeaways from this book. So one of my main takeaways was his definition of self-discipline is the ability to do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. And that takes a lot of self-discipline. Now, I don't like books with a lot of fluff, and even though this is a thicker read, it's a bit of a task to read, I would definitely recommend it. I've taken notes, I've highlighted, and it is definitely one of my go-to books. I've read and reread it, and I still revisit it from time to time. So for those of you, even though these recommendations are great, you just can't seem to carve out that time. School is out, the children are home running around, and you feel like you're going crazy. Kind of like me. My kids are home as well. I would definitely recommend audiobooks. You can check out my video about recommended audiobooks. I'll put the link down to the end, down in the description or up in the cards above. So be sure to check out that video as well. Next book is the 4-Hour Work Week. Now I've just started this book, but based on recommendations from other entrepreneurs, etc., I kind of have a gist as to what this book is about. So some of my takeaways so far is this 80-20 rule. So the premise is that the 20% of the tasks and the activities that you're going to do in business are 80% of them are unimportant, and it's the 20% that if you buckle down and focus on that 20%, you're going to be successful. One quote I like from the book is that doing something unimportant well doesn't make it any more important. It's encouraging you to be time rich. It talks about ideas like outsourcing tasks, that menial tasks that do not actually bring income, like administrative tasks, etc. So this is a really good read if you want to join what they call the new rich, and that is being time rich. A good read. It's one of the thicker ones, but I would definitely recommend it. The next book is a true classic that I really recommend that every entrepreneur reads. The title is very, very misleading. I remember the first time I saw it on my father's shelf, I was like, Think and Grow Rich, and when I was uncomfortable talking about money and about being rich, the title kind of irked me. But the title can be misleading. It's not about being lazy and getting rich. It's actually about using your brain and coming up with good ideas, and monetizing those ideas is what will get you rich. And I think that idea is really, really cool, even though the title it can be misleading, especially if you're not comfortable talking about money and about being rich. And a takeaway from this one is a formula as well. These formulas help me to remember: desire plus ideas plus plans plus massive action equals success. So this is a pretty easy read, and I would recommend, if you don't read any of the other books that I recommended, definitely take this one up. So we are at book number 7, and this is more of a productivity book, and I really, it's by Brian P. Morgan, written by Michael Lennington, and I really like the concept of this book, the 12-week year. So the book implies that a lot of us, especially as entrepreneurs, coming down to December, October, November, December, the last quarter of the year is where we really either try to ramp up efforts or we start looking into the new year. And the concept of this book is that is the time that we are looking at our business results, our successes, etc., and we're looking forward to the following year, January, to start fresh. So the concept behind this book is that why not start fresh every 3 months? Treat every 3 months as if it's the new year. And that concept is so neat, and I really enjoyed reading this book and putting some of the things into practice. So definitely one of the books to check out. It's productivity for personal life and for business. So it was a great read. So definitely check it out. So we are at number 7, and I have a bonus recommendation for you beside the Bible. I'm trying to read the Bible more during this time, but we're talking about business books, and the Bible is a business book. Now my bonus recommendation is a 3-part a series of books. So the first book in the series is called .com Secrets. This book changed the way I thought about jumping online and actually starting an online business. This is the playbook for all online marketers. So if you're into marketing, especially online, this is an absolute must-have. And then it was followed by Expert Secrets. The .com Secrets actually introduces you to the whole online world. It taught me how to choose my ideal client in one of the most simplest ways I've ever heard that concept of choosing a target audience. Also, it taught me about the value ladder in terms of creating offers in stages so that you can continue to sell to the same people multiple offers. So you're always offering the person the next thing in line. Expert Secrets really honed in on it and about bringing your expertise to the market, how to approach people with your expertise and actually monetize your expertise. And the last book of this series is called Traffic Secret. I don't have it as yet, but I should be getting it shortly. I'll definitely be reading that. These are books that I reread all the time, revisit, even when I'm talking to clients, helping them with their businesses online. I definitely revisit this to help them to craft their offers, to choose their target market, etc. This is a recommendation that I'll be leaving down in the description where you can access these books. I would definitely recommend that you check that out. So there you go, folks. 7 books plus 3 series bonus to check out during the self-quarantine period. Be sure to drop your recommendations down below. I'm looking forward to that. Always looking to pick up new books to develop myself and my business. So definitely a part of reading these books is to get away from the noise and the depression that's going on around the whole self-quarantine thing and get some positivity in your life. So continue to be safe and check out the next video, and I'll see you next time.